Hi everyone, this is Brian Finucane of People for Profit. I'm doing a very quick video on the issue of public sector pensions and private sector pensions. So without further ado, here we go. Right, let's get down to brass tacks. The public sector this week, through the media, have been told that they're going to receive their pensions at the age of 66, right? That's grand. It's the same as we are in the private sector, but they will be entitled to a supplementary pension from 55 to 60, whereas we will have to go on job seekers, those of us in the private sector. I'm not giving out because what we have to understand is that the public sector there is a clause in the public sector where they cannot apply or look for job seekers. They can't. It's in their contract. So being honest about it, I think the whole issue of the increase in pension age is a fiasco. It was done at the drop of a hat. Nobody thought of anything. Because I'm going to be very clear on this. I'm not going to deviate too far off the issue I want to talk about. But look at the ages, let's say for those individuals who are working in management. Yes, that's fine. Let them work until they're 70 or whatever age they wish to retire at. But then again, look at the individual who works on a building site. It's grand if you're 25 up plus to work on a building site where you're dragging and lifting and hauling all day. But imagine being at the age, coming up to the age of, let's say, 70, or even at the age of 60, 66. It's not easy for a lot of people because you have spent your years grafting hard and now you're expected to graft for another couple of years. Imagine a 70-year-old going up on scaffolding. Going pointing a house. Okay, some individuals may be able to do it, but the majority of 70-year-olds, believe me, I don't think they'd want to be doing it. So it was never thought of properly. Now going back to the issue of the public-private pensions, the reason why I don't want us to have any opposition against the public sector is because the problem that lies in our pensions lies with the government and the previous governments. Why do you ask? Very simply. During the Celtic Tiger, we had a pension fund of approximately 7.5 million that was paid in by you and me. And it was for our pensions. But thanks to the great idea of the government to bail out banks, they used half of that to support the banking industry in Ireland. Half of 7.5 billion of our pension fund that actually went in originally for us to retire. That's bad. But what's worse is that they took the rest of it and put it into a private investment fund to support private investment. That's our pension money. And it was taken and literally, as I see it, squandered. So it's outrageous, it's disgraceful, yet nobody has said anything in it in the media. We need to speak about this, we need to push this, and I'm asking you today, please leave a comment, but most importantly, get the message out. Tell people about this, because I don't think people even fully realise how serious this is. And this is one of the reasons why the state are now asking us to retire at 66 and right up to 70 by the time I retire, if not further, depending on the whim they have of the day, the state have. So really going back, they want us to work longer, they want us to work harder, but the reason why they want us to do it is because they took the money out of our fund. They took that money and they spent it. Banks and investment funds. So I'm pushing that to one side. Now I want to go into to why we often hear in the media where basically the public sector are barraged, or should I say spoken down to, in a sense, by the media, stating that, oh, look, private sector, look at the public sector, they have their pensions, great pensions. We should be looking to have that brought down. And you and I think to ourselves, oh God, yeah, but maybe, this is only maybe, and I'd like to get your advice on this, is why don't we think the opposite? Why don't we think to ourselves, God, they have a good pension plan. Why can't we in the private sector have the same? And that's what the media and the government don't want you to think. They want us to fight amongst each other, so therefore they can continue on the way they so wish. What I would like is just think about it. Instead of us continuously barraging the likes of what's going on with the public sector and their pensions, why don't we say, listen, why can't we have the same? We want the same as that. So that we're not lowering down standards, we're upgrading our standards. Now, another thing is this pension bomb that's being introduced, that we hear talking about. Very briefly, the pension bomb is, I think, what's fueling it more so, again, is the idea of casualization of work. Casualization of work is about when you are talking, basically, that let's say Job Bridge is a good example, where you had an individual that was working in an area, he was getting paid a half-decent wage, and they were doing this. Then somebody came in from Job Bridge. They were getting the job seekers allowance plus 50 euros. Now, they're doing the same job, but this person's getting basically the dole, this person's getting paid for it. What happens? People say, well, if I can get a couple of people like this, then I don't need this guy. And it brings down, this person goes, and wages, if he doesn't go, the wages, they will reduce his wages anyway. So, again, an initiative by the state to bring down our wages, and it has worked, and they have done it, and it's wrong. Same with the Gateway Initiative, another way of bringing down workers' pay, it's wrong. And the biggest culprit of this was the state. The state were the biggest culprit. Now you see a two-tier FEMP system, a two-tier FEMP system that they have in by teachers and by most public sectors, the Gardaí as well, where if you got in before a certain time, you don't get the same pay as the person that was there before. Let's say in 2010, the person started in 2011 gets less. Right, I'm going to move on and talk about now the third pension in Ireland, and it's really the golden egg of pensions, and that's TD's pensions. Right, you've got Enda Kenny and you've got Pat Rabbitte. These guys are going to, Pat Rabbitte has received 3 million euros pension. That's absolutely, that's criminal. Criminal in my eyes, especially for what was done. Enda Kenny is the very same, regardless of the fact he was Taoiseach or not. I think that's ridiculous money. But they tell you, do as I say, but not as I do. We have to work till 70. They can still retire at I think now it's 65, or it used to be 50. Remember, it used to be 50. But that's neither here nor there. What we need to do here now, very basically, is to speak up on this. Do they deserve it? I don't think so. Listen, guys, I'd like to leave, if you could leave, let's say, a like, and maybe please put a comment in, because this is a serious issue. This is about our pensions and about pensions in general. So it's our future. So please, again, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, take it easy. All this.